Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play a really rockin' acoustic version of Come Together by the Beatles. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning today.
Tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me.
So we're taking the original recording and we're combining some of the elements into an acoustic part that's nice and low. Because I've seen people doing it like up here, you know, it doesn't have that same kind of oomph, right? Or the actual guitar part on the recording. Sounds great if somebody's playing bass with you, you know, so we've kind of combined it all into something that's like, you know, a lot more rockin', uses the lower strings. Now, we're going to learn that in a sec, but real quick, if you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I'm going to put a link to that in the corner and down below. It's completely free for all my subscribers. And speaking of which, while you're down there, if you enjoyed learning guitar with me, taking a quick moment to subscribe, hit the like button and so on, I would really appreciate that. Anyways, let's jump into the main riff. It goes like this. We're starting off with a D power chord in the open position. That sounds kind of complicated, but really all it is your basic D chord, but we're only plucking the two middle strings. So I'm not even going to bother playing the entire chord shape. I'm just going to put my index finger on the second fret of G. And my ring finger on my picking hand is touching the B string to mute it, and also to kind of anchor my hand so I don't have to look and I can get the right strings. Then my ring finger is going to touch the third fret of the thickest string and slide into the fifth fret. Now I'm in what's called third position. That means my index finger lines up with the third fret, and I'm going to be able to easily press the third fret of the D string. And then I'm going to put my ring finger on the fifth fret of the A string and slide down. So the notes, you know, the tab right there at the top, we're on the third fret of the thickest string, slide to the fifth fret. Then we skip a string, third fret of the D string, and then the fifth fret of the A string. But what's equally as important as the notes is the timing. So we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're going to hit our D power chord on 1 and then here, when we slide from the third fret to the fifth fret, we actually go up into 16th notes. We go 2, E, and So let's count the whole thing in 16th notes. 1, E, and 2, E, and It might be a little unnatural for you. I'll show you an even simpler way to count this, but I want to show you the real way first. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and So that last note happens on beat 4, right? One more time, really slowly. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and we're just kind of sliding out into nowhere. You know, my hand just kind of slides off the guitar, and then I get back into my D chord. Now, if you want to simplify, you can count 2 measures of eighth notes. I'll just put that up there where we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we've kind of doubled the meter, and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 twice as often, which later, when we go into the rest of the song, doesn't make sense. That's why I'll show you both ways to count. Work on it whichever way you like. Either way, that's our intro. Let's just try it with our metronome a few times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and If you want to make it sound a little bit tighter, that first chord, we can stop it. Instead of letting it ring out, we strum it and then we mute it with our palm. Takes a bit of getting used to. You can also use your ring finger on your chord hand. See, I just kind of play the chord and then I let my ring finger down on the strings and it stops them. So we shorten the first one. Short, long, then play our little riff. And that just makes it pop a little bit more, you know? Anyways, once we've played that main riff 4 times, then we're gonna just start rocking out with a standard blues riff. You know, that sort of thing. We're on our D power chord, and we do the short, long with the palm muting, if you're comfortable with it. Short, long, and then we put our ring finger down on the 4th fret of the G string. So the same string that your index is pressing, and we do short, long, same thing. So short, long, and this is like a classic blues rhythm thing that, you know, you don't have to be playing come together. You can just like, hey man, let's play a blues in A. You know, and it's an awesome thing to be able to do, especially if you want to jam with other people. Anyways, we have that little riff there with the muting or without, and we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that is one measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm just going to write out the chords to the verse here. So we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the D chord 4 times, then on the A chord 2 times, and then for G it's a little bit different. We're just going to strum it and then count it. And for the G chord, you can either play your basic open chord, or you can play a G power chord. Index on the 3rd fret of the thickest string, ring finger on the 5th fret of the next string, and then your pinky just underneath that, also on the 5th fret. I like that a little bit better than the G chord, especially once we get into the chorus. You know, it just makes the song more congruent. Anyways, back to our verse. For the D chord, it's just like I showed you. For the A chord, it's almost the same thing. We're just going to put our index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So we're just moving the whole thing up that way. We're going to be strumming the A and D string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we got 2 times on the A chord, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when we're just playing guitar, it's like, why are we taking such a long break? But, you know, once you add the words, right, that's like a pivotal part of the song where they're like, got to be a joker, he just do what he please. You know, and then it goes into whatever the next part is. You know, it's important to count it out loud, tap your foot, keep your time in the song, right? That pause needs to be the exact amount of time, so you got to just keep track. You can even tap on the guitar. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. You know, you can have some fun with it. Either way, that's our verse. Now, for the chorus, we're going to play a power chord up here at the 7th fret. So my index is on the 7th fret, my ring finger's on the 9th fret. And then we go from the 7th fret, which is B, to the 5th fret, which is A, down to the 3rd fret, which is G, and then back to the 5th fret. So you can think about it, if you know the notes, B, A, G, A, or frets 7, 5, 3, 5. And once again, we're going to count this out so that we play everything the right amount of times. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and then we switch to our A chord for 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So we count it out like that. You can just take a look. You could even pause the video and just try playing it yourself, going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's every part of the song. You just open up with the main riff 4 times, then you play the verse, then it's back to the main riff a few times, and so on. I'll write out the form of the song here. Let's just play a little bit of it with our metronome so that you can kind of see what it all sounds like when you put it together. Do this at 60 beats per minute, a little bit slower than the original recording. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a.
Here come on flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got choo-choo eyeball, he one holy roller. He got head down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please.
Let's go to the chorus.
Come together right now over me.
So as always, I'm going to recommend working out each section till it feels really solid, and then you can try gluing it together. If you want to play along to the entire song with me, I have that available on my Patreon page. Otherwise, don't forget to grab your copy of my free ebook. And if you enjoy learning guitar with me, to subscribe to the channel, or even to consider purchasing one of my courses that's going to help you get from, well, depending on the course you take, you know, if you're an absolute beginner and you want to become a confident strummer, learn guitar once and for all will make that happen. Learning songs along the way, developing your rhythm, making your chord transitions faster. You know, if you're a bit beyond that, I have courses designed to teach you play and sing at the same time, or to just be able to pick up any rhythm and kind of just be able to play along, to jam the blues, to improvise on lead guitar, finger style, bar chords, you know, it's all there. I'll put a link to that as well. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.